Okay. All right. So here we go. Another day, another CloverPit day. Give me one sec here. All right. Let me do something real quick because I'm having issues here with Twitch. So I just wanted to see. Okay. Does not say. Yep. All right. We're good. I just want to make sure I was online. Damn it. The other day, I don't think it loaded it. And now I got to find. Okay. There we go. There's StreamYard. Okay. We're good. We're good. Anyway, CloverPit. Yeah. Yes. More of this nonsense. And so what do we got? We're at 175, which good. 206 and 206, which gotta be careful on that. I think 308 is top. 306, 308. All right, 308. Not we don't want to get there. And I don't know if I want to stop that at 250 or not. I might. And 20 rounds left. 1,837 respins, and everything's charged up, so we're ready to go. Got a Virago. Okay, we're ready.
Let's go.
Okay. And so we're at what 207, 176. Question is, how far do I want to get the above and below right now? And how much of that do I want to save for later? I'll go to at least 250 here. Which I might get through. Might get to in this playthrough here. In this hour-long session I plan on doing. Let's see.
Let's go.
All right. Damn it. Oops. All right. Dude, my hearing. Hold on a sec. I think I'm hearing the other window happen here. Okay, there. That should fix that. Okay. What's that at? 6688 6,000. Oh, dude, come on.
Let's go.
All right, there we go. So that might be the last thing to get up is that mushroom. Kind of was hoping to see where that maxed out at, but actually, no, I can't because I think it stays till the end of the round. So that's going to be an issue. So no, I don't want that to max out. In fact, I'd have to take it down before it did. If it max out, it's going to lock up this round. I have to go to the next round, which is fine too. It doesn't matter. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Gotta remember the pattern.
Let's go.
Okay. I mean, it is fun breaking the game, but I put a lot of work into this one. I don't know if I want to do that this time. Kind of want to just see how high I can get this run.
Let's go again.
I'm already on track to be playing this run for the next month or so. All right.
Let's go again.
Six, 6, 6. There we go. Be interesting if that's the natural cutoff for the score, but I don't think it is. Actually, I know it's not. Not that I've been there before, but I've seen people get to levels that are going to be higher than 666. What I'm assuming are higher than level 666 is. I don't know if there is a cutoff for the amount of score you can have. But we might find out. We might play this until we figure that out. I don't know why I talk about myself in third person when I play this game, but yeah, I might figure it out. But like say we, just in case anybody's watching that's interested in this madness. Because this is a very repetitious way of playing this game, and not the most exciting way to play this game. All right. I got a Virago. Yeah, I got a Virago. We're good. Burn the clock out, don't matter. Attempt to do a regular run and just collect some money here, but some coins, but nah. Oh, come on, dude. Really? Really? You gonna burn out all my rerolls?
Let's go gambling.
All right. Oh, I was tempted to take that. I was tempted. Oh, shoot. Do we burn? Oh, we burned. I didn't even realize we burned out the clock. Damn it. All right. Well, that's fine. It's totally fine. I'll waste a couple rerolls myself there and back to it.
Let's go gambling.
Wow, 463? Oh, it's because there was a 6 in there. It didn't give me the jackpot or the bum blow. All right, makes sense. It's like, wow, it's a low score. And the math's still not mathing. I don't know how long that's going to take to get that to start evening out.
Let's go gambling.
Okay. Not mad about that, but okay. Can't really hurt me at this point. $214 on the above and belows. All right.
Let's go gambling.
All right.
Let's go gambling.
Nice. Damn, burn that out again already? Jeez. Do that, take that, put that back out. And there we go.
Let's go gambling.
So we got 678 or something like that? Yeah, 678, all right. Doesn't really matter, I guess. No, I don't need to play regular rounds because if I do, if I just play it through without the phone, even if I get through it, it's going to take all that money in future rounds, so who cares?
Let's go gambling.
At 453, just that score alone just misplays. It's just me screwing up the pattern and not having the phone charge or something of that nature. So it would be funny to have like something out of the ease in coins, which I may do from here on out. So people wander in, look at it, and they go, "How the hell did you get that many tickets when you only got 8,000 coins in 5 million rounds?"
Let's go gambling.
I probably have more rounds if I actually. Oh, geez. All right, well, that's cool. Not gonna cry about that. I actually have more rounds, but I didn't screw up here and there because when I first started this, I didn't really have a pattern down. Kind of all over the place, trying to figure this out, and it took a bit for me to get to the point where this is just a pattern now. And it's just I just do the same thing over and over and over, and it saves me on screwing up.
Let's go.
Okay. I did play a lot of long rounds, but yeah, I mean it was cool. It was okay just to get some of the numbers up, but at this point, there's only one number I want to get up, and that's multipliers. It just takes too damn long. Everything else goes up really fast. Those go up really slow. Because the above and below is the only thing that's really going up fast right now. It's the only other number that's really increasing. This doesn't really matter. This is going to all get lost when we get in the round, I believe. Yeah, so it's the end of the deadline. So, yeah, the end of this deadline, that's all going to go away. So, when those go back down to
Let's go
some
gambling.
normal amount. So the numbers really matter, the multipliers, but I don't know if the multipliers max out, which is why I have the wallet down there. Because the wallet's pretty unnecessary, honestly. But I figure since the above and below max out at 308, I think it's 308. I don't even know. It's either 306, 308. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to get that far with those in this round because it breaks the game. It's stupid. But if I get a pattern multiplier up that high, which is going to take a while, and if I get the pattern multiplier up there, then we'll see if it locks up, and then I can pull this down. If it locks the game up, and I can pull the wallet down and hopefully keep playing. And then I'll move on to the next round because at that point, there's no more reason to be playing round 4. In fact, at that point, this game will escalate pretty quickly. I'll go straight through to the 999s. At that point, I'm going to be searching for certain relics in the 999s, and that's it. And I'm going to be climbing deadlines at that point. And this session of grinding here to just to get those numbers up is will come to an end, and everything will be I'll be able to play the game kind of normally at that point. This is definitely not a sane way to play this game.
Let's go gambling.
220? All right. Yeah, this is going up quick. In fact, I don't know if I want to get him past 250. We'll see. We'll see. Probably on this run won't go past 250 because I can always raise that number later if I needed to. But I don't think it's going to matter. I'm just afraid I'm going to get something that's going to double that somehow. If I misplay on a yellow phone call or something stupid and jump it up over the max, then I'm going to lock the game up. I'll break the game, and then it's going to be stupid playing this. I'm going to have to play it in a dumb way. Or just go, you know, do the Apoc again and lose. I've been playing, I mean, I don't know how many hours I've been playing just on this level alone, this deadline, but it's been pretty wild.
Let's go gambling.
It's been a lot of time. Like normally I can knock out a floor, you know, an entire run in half an hour, 45 minutes. When I was trying to climb the levels, which one of these days I'll start doing again. I was kind of burned out on that. That's all I was doing every day, is just climbing 2 or 3 levels. And I think I got into the 50s, and then I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Obviously, I maxed out 61. So one of these days I'll start doing that again. Dude, really? Really? Not charging the phone at all? We just gave up on the phone? Wow. Wow. Phone needs the least charge is the last thing to charge. That sucks. Oh well. Doesn't matter at this point. I feel those rerolls can be important later. Higher rounds. So I am collecting those. Whoops. Damn it. But if I play long rounds, then I can collect those pretty quickly. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this. Then by long rounds, I mean we pull this out, and that'll give us an extra, what, 6 spins? Which extends the rounds out enough to where you can usually get a couple hits on that, on the telephone there. Sometimes up to 3, which is like 6, which, you know, ends up being, what, 18 rerolls every time you can pull it off. Which crazy, because you usually don't use.
Let's go gambling.
Usually doing the rerolls, I usually use about 4 or 5 a round, which is why they're increasing, not decreasing every time. The 666s are giving me 3. Do the bell right there. Which is why they go up slowly, which is why you don't really want to roll more than 6 times if you can help it, because then you're in the positive.
Let's go
Now, if I want to, I could just keep playing until I get the batteries and, not even do that, but the goal here is to end the round with no money gain. As much as possible, because that's the slowest number to go up. It's taking forever for that thing to go up. If I want to get this the symbol multiplier up using the mushroom, I can do that pretty easily. That's not very hard. I just gotta start playing longer rounds, and and not doing the phone. That can go up very quickly. But I think for now, I'm gonna do the above and belows. I'm gonna give them 250, I think. I'll deal with those later if I feel like it. One thing that's kind of nerve-wracking on that is that I know later I'm gonna start running out of space on the on this board. Although maybe not, because that's crap I'm not gonna need. Yeah, the bullet train goes bye-bye after this round, I think. At least that's the plan. The Baphomet is going to go bye-bye here pretty quickly. The wallet is going to go bye-bye eventually here, I think. If there's a limit, which I'm guessing there is.
Let's go gambling.
We'll probably get him up 300. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll give him 300. I don't think we're ever going to get to a point where that becomes a problem. It would be nice to be done with him forever. God, why am I just my brain shutting down on me? That's why it's good to just have a system. So you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, ad nauseum. It's half the time I play this when I'm about to go to sleep, or when I'm just waking up and completely brain dead. At least this run. Okay.
Let's go gambling.
Now I can take a crap ton of cigarettes if I wanted to, and but it's not going to really touch that number at this point. Bringing them up 7 at a time when it's E112. So I'm not going to see any really results on that. So it's not really worth it. But once I go to the next round and the mushroom modifier runs out, then I'll see it. And that's probably when I'll start doing that. So I'll know what my real score is. So don't want to take those. So there's not a lot I can do other than just the repetition.
Let's go gambling.
Oh, wait. Whoa, okay. Didn't realize I burned the clock out. I didn't notice that. I didn't see it happen. Alright.
Let's go gambling.
Which doesn't really matter, but that's another number I'd like to see how far it can get. $697. Almost got the E700. All right. So we should get the above and below to 250 right here on this play round. I don't think we're gonna get up 300 on this playthrough, but yeah, I may hold it till I get to 300. I may just hold on to it and just do 300 straight up. I don't remember the exact number it craps out on. I think it's 308 though. I think. We want a little bit of runway, like I said, just in case I do something that screws that up. These little chain symbols, they're not. Raising it up 7 at a time is really not going to affect, the E227s at all. So I'm not too worried about that being an issue.
Let's go gambling.
Let's see. So, brain dead right there. All right. Just completely forgot what I was doing. All right. The other thing is that sin poster, I got rid of it. So I had it. That's how the coin, or that's how tickets are getting crazy. And I think that's pretty close to the max on the tickets. I'm guessing if I would have bumped it up another integer, it would have, oh, that didn't do anything. Oh, come on. All right.
Let's go gambling.
I'm guessing if I would have hit that another time, then it would have flipped it into a negative. Which it does. You get too many tickets, eventually it starts taking them away from you, so whatever. And I've already done that, so I didn't want to do it again. So increase it to the point where I think that's about it. I think it's about as far as I want to get on tickets. But that poster says that it takes them away from you at the end of the round. But the problem is the poster's gone. I got rid of it. So I don't know if it's still going to do it. The only thing I know about that mechanic is that if you have it in a drawer,
Let's go gambling.
it still takes them away. So I don't know if when you get rid of it, if it still takes them away. So we will find that out. That'll be sad if it happens, but it doesn't really matter. I'll get all my tickets back just doing this. Or enough tickets back to do what I need to do. Because all I need them for now is to pretty much re-roll the phone calls. At least that's all I need a large amount for. Really? You did that first? Okay, well, there we go.
Let's go gambling.
Is that you 113? All right. The last thing I probably do before I exit this round, if I find out if that, so the goal here is get pattern multiplier maxed out, if I can. If that pattern multiplier maxes out, that'll be pretty much the end of this round. At that point, I'm gonna probably pull the bullet train and get rid of it so it doesn't go up any further. And then I'm going to work on the doubling 777s through the mushroom, and I'll start playing longer rounds and just without the phone for a bit. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! What are you doing? Start talking, start losing concentration. All right, here we go. And the phone's charged, so we're good.
Let's go gambling.
All right.
Let's go gambling.
Seven, 10. I do want to see that number go up. I want to see that number get to the thousands. The E1000.
Let's go
But I
gambling.
don't think I'm going to get that far on this run here. Or on this this playthrough today. What do I got left? Got about 20 minutes before I log off this, so probably get to 800 hopefully. I think that's going to be the goal here. Oh, come on, dude.
Let's go gambling.
Damn, broke another one already? Damn. Okay. Okay.
Let's go gambling.
Seven, 1, 4. Goes up pretty fast, actually. Probably due to the fact that we got, what, 4 things multiplying every time? Multipliers, the 7s, and the above and below. We're all doubling each time, so that will slow down. That will slow down. Come on, dude. Really? Really? Just want to take all my rerolls, man. Oh, shit. I gotta answer the phone. So I'm gonna pause this or mute it.
Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. gambling. Let's go 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 gambling.
Sorry, I'm on the phone right now, but yeah. Yeah, this is a wild run. This is definitely a wild run. Yeah, for sure. It took a while to get to this point, though, to be honest, man. It's been playing this round for probably a good 20, 30 hours. But yeah, just in a bit, I'll be able to talk a little more. I got someone on the phone right now, so I'm kind of talking in the background here. But yeah, I'll explain it here in a few.
Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling.
No, the way I'm getting the 666 is when I hit the phone here, since the phone's charged, phone does automatically 666. Give me one sec. I'll explain in a minute here.
gambling. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling.
Sorry, man. Like I said, I'm talking right now, so I'll be on here in a minute to explain everything. But it doesn't steal your money because we're in too low of a ranking here, or a deadline. So it doesn't start stealing your money until I think deadline 5, which is why I'm doing this in deadline 4.
Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling.
All right, sorry about that. You still here? It says I only went down to one viewer, so I don't know if you're still here or not. But if you're still here, I'll give you the tour of what's going on here. Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, because the number on I'm using StreamYard, dude. Number on StreamYard is never accurate, all that accurate. Okay, so here's the deal. Um, let's see, where do we start? All right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using the bullet train. If you don't know about the bullet train is something you make in here. I came from watching someone play the inventive program demo, saw this and looked crazy. This is a cool game, dude. I love this game. When you start off with the game, of course, you said you played it, so you start off with very limited amount of objects, and eventually you're gonna unlock all these. So that's like one of the first things. I don't know why this is banned. Oh, because I combined this with something else. Okay. Um, incentive program. You should check that out too. Similar vibes. I'll have to. Yeah, incentive program. So it's a game on Steam. In fact, while you're here, because I'll forget that, dude. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Because I've been looking for new games to play. Because I'll be honest, man. I've this game is I'm almost at the point where let's see. So you gotta go to the store. The incentive program. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, another slot game, huh? Okay. Yeah, I'll put that. I'll add that to the wish list for now. Yeah, I'll add that to the wish list so I see it later. Oh shoot, hold on. I gotta bring my StreamYard back up. I fix my screen here. Okay. Um, it was posted in the CloverPit sub. See, I'm not in. Yeah, I'm not in any of that stuff, so I don't know much about that. But all right. So obviously, as you progress, you unlock more and more of these. With the expansion, what happened is they added a bunch of these, right? So they added a bunch of trinkets. These are the holy trinkets. Yeah, whatever. I'm not there yet. But all these are the trinkets for the new expansion. So what I did, the reason I'm talking about this is they have an ending to this game that's called the Apocalypse, right here, which is what I'm running. I'm running an Apocalypse run. So to get the Apocalypse done, you have to make all of these. Uh, I don't know what they are, posters or whatever they are. You have to make all of them, and you have to combine them. You combine them together in this surgery machine up here to make the Apocalypse. And so, yeah, the corpse and the weird clock, they're kind of a pain in the ass because getting the corpses and that each corpse piece coincides with a different one of these. So it's kind of it gets a little wonky, you know. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So you go for all these, you get all these, and you make the Apocalypse. Once you make the Apocalypse, basically it says right there, you immediately die. Then you start a new run with the same memory card and all the charms you had on the table, except for this one. All the rest are reset. And so I'm running an Apocalypse run. And the reason I did an Apocalypse run is because I got this beach hotel, which gives you 3 more lucky charms. So in my very first run, I got the property certificate and the sardines, combined them to make this. I also have, I need this. This is another thing I want to get, but I don't have that yet because in order to get that, I need the Sacred Heart, which Sacred Heart is a 999 charm. Okay, so I'll explain that in a minute. I did get this. This is something I got in the first run, and I carried that over with the Apocalypse because you keep your charms. The thing is, you only keep the charms because you start, I believe, with I believe 8 slots for charms. I think it's 8 on a normal run, and so you can only keep 8 of them. Now, this is the one that I'm running right now. Bullet Train, double pattern, and symbol multiply permanently each time you finish a round without earning any coins. So I don't want to earn money. So the whole point of this is to have those 666s appear on the last round of every round. That way it doubles my symbol multiplier and pattern multiplier, which is obviously this down here and this down here. Those are really powerful, especially when you start the game. If you can get these up to about 10, you can pretty much finish the game every time. Um, usually you get these up 10. A lot of these numbers don't matter. If you can get these numbers up just a little bit, you usually just beat the game. It's the symbol multiplier, pattern multiplier. Pattern multipliers are really hard to get up. Symbol multiplier is fairly easy to get up. But anyway, so this bullet train is making it so every round that I don't make coins, my pattern multiplier and my symbol multiplier double every time, which is why I'm playing what I'm playing now. The thing is, I'm playing on deadline 4 because up until I believe it's deadline I don't remember what deadline it starts taking your money. I think it's might be deadline 5 or 6. But the reason I'm playing deadline 4 is because it doesn't take all of your money every time. It just takes the money that you made during that set of spins. So it's only taken whatever I make on that. You saw the pattern I was doing. I rolls. I spin once normal, and then I hit the button to trigger the phone to get the 666s on the last two spins, which means I never make money on any of these spins. Um, oh, you are, dude. Honestly, bro, this game's really fucking simple when you start. It just the what I'm doing right now is I'm breaking the game, and this isn't necessarily fun to play games like this. It's just not. But the game is broken. Like this game is completely broken for me. And right now all I'm doing is grinding it up so that I can break it. But this above and below, see the E253. I've had that. You can get that up to I believe it's E308. I'd have to again, it's E306 or E308. I don't remember offhand, but I've gotten it up to that point. When you get it up to that point where it's at E308 and these both will max out at the same number. Once you max that out, it starts freezing up the game. The game's broken, you know. Um, well, the end goal for me, so if you haven't played through the game, right? Normally the end goal is to get this key and to get out of the door. Um, then what happens is that's the first ending that you usually that you're going to come across. Um, so you're just going to keep playing deadlines, and then the way the game is structured is you play a deadline, it unlocks or you play through the game the first time and you succeed, it unlocks a drawer. You play a game the next time, you succeed, you get this key, you get out, it unlocks second drawer. So it unlocks all four drawers. Once you unlock all four drawers, and then while you're doing it, these things will unlock, and those things unlock. It'll tell you at the bottom, unlockable by dying 3 times. Die 3 times, the Ankh unlocks, and you can start seeing that in the store. So that's how that works. So you unlock all four of these to start with, and then you can start collecting bone parts. Now, you need 4 bone parts and the skull to get the second ending, because the first ending is you just get out with this red key. Oh, you got past the key. Okay, so you get through the original ending with the key, the red key. Now, what's going to happen here, and I can't show you because I'll have to destroy this game to do it, but I can tell you. You start collecting the bone parts. Now, bone parts are collected in 2 different ways. If you end the round and you fall through the floor, or you get out with the key, whatever it happens to be, you finish a game with something in a drawer. So I got something in this drawer. If you finish the game with something in a drawer, when you come back on the next round, that drawer will have a bone part in it. So one way you can do this, and the way I do it usually, is you can play a dummy round where you just play a regular round, and what you do is you put you you make enough to where you can collect 4 cheap things, throw them in drawers, then drop down, reset the game, restart. These drawers will all have bone parts in them. Now you got 4 bone parts up here. Then the next thing you need to do is in the store you buy the skull. So then once you get the skull, things get a lot easier because then you get free parts every time. If you haven't done the skull, um, if you haven't done this part yet or the skull yet, then what happens is every round, uh, for every bone part you have, which I have 4, it at the end of every round, the beginning of every round, it fills up these drawers with a random thing, item, whatever. So skulls on low levels are pretty important, and they're pretty powerful. Now, this floppy disk. Oh, and the other way you can get bone parts is by rolling a 666. If you don't have all the bone parts up here and you roll 666 on the board there, it'll put a bone part in one of these drawers. So that's the way that works. Now there is a glitch, and I don't know how exactly all the glitches in this game work, but there's a glitch where after you collect a certain amount of these bone parts from the 666s, they'll just stop appearing, which is weird. I don't understand that at all. Anyway, so you have two different types of phone calls, right? When you answer this phone, the wording on the phone when it asks you the question, um, it'll say like, "Do you want this?" or "Are you sure?" or whatever it says. Let's make a deal, I think, or something like that. There's two types of phone calls, which is like basically this up here is kind of telling you that. It says don't trust everyone. The white phone calls, I my understanding of the way this game is, and I don't know, I'm not the developer, but my understanding of the way this game is supposed to operate is you're in purgatory. This is purgatory, and the white phone calls are just the game, giving you a helping whatever. The red phone calls are a deal with Satan or a dead devil or whoever has you locked in here. So you don't answer the red phone calls. Now, on a regular game, you'd answer the red phone calls because they do help out a lot and they let you get pretty far in the game. But if you don't answer the red phone call, you have all the bone parts. You got this little floppy disk up here. You don't even have to have the phone call, the bone parts to have the floppy disk up here. But you start seeing the floppy disk if you don't answer the red phone calls and you get through a whole round without answering a red phone call, it'll cross out that six. It'll cross out these sixes one at a time. The problem is you can never answer red phone calls because if you skip the first phone call, it crosses out a six, but then you answer the next one, you just killed the second ending. You can't do it. You're just gonna get the first ending. Um, so basically, to get the next ending, what you have to do is never answer the red phone calls. You get an automatic red phone call at deadline 3 and at deadline 7. So basically, that means you got to roll. Okay, now I got to explain this. Uh, there's a lot to this, dude. Uh, so to get the red phone calls, there's two ways of doing it. One is you get one on round 3, you get one on round 7. Those are automatic. Those always happen. Uh, you also can get a red phone call if you roll a 666 on the very last round before you go to the next level, which is tough, right? Because if you roll 666 on the later rounds, round 5, 6, whatever, where it's taking all your money, that makes it complicated because it's got to be on the last round. So it doesn't have to be on the last spin. It just has to be on the last set of spins that you do. Okay, so usually what I do here is, and the way I play this game when I play just normally, not this stupid chaos that I'm doing, um, is, and I've gotten up to the 61st floor doing this. So that's how you increase your floor is by doing this ending here. Um, so anyway, the way it works is, if you get your 666s done in deadline 4 because they start at deadline 3. So the way I would normally run this is deadline 3, you get your um, red phone call. Um, do you go up a floor by leaving? Yes, that's how you go. This is how you go up a floor by finishing this ending. Basically, the easy version of it is you got to have all these skeleton parts. You have to have the skull, and you have to cross off all the 666s on here. Then you have to get another red phone call. And when you get the next red phone call, it turns into 999s. You can no longer lose money. There are no more 666s and the 999s. Um, they give you all the money. I think the way it works, they give you all the money that you lost to 666s in that game. Or or I think no, I think in the beginning what they do is because there's a trinket that does that. I think what they do is yeah, I think they give you all the money you lost. No, they don't give you all the money you lost. What they do is they give you all the money that you would lose to a 666 on that round. So if you made 10 coins that round and you roll 666 when it turns into the 999s, it'll give you 10 coins instead of taking 10 coins away from you. Basically, how that works. Um, but anyways, the easy way to explain it is you get all these skeleton parts. You have to cross off all the 666s, and then you have to answer the phone. Uh, when it turns yellow, at that point, the phone call will turn yellow. You'll know it because there'll be this big fancy thing that goes along with it. But basically, you have to get another red phone call, and answer it after you've crossed out all the 666. After you got all these bone parts and everything, it'll turn into a yellow phone call. And I think the idea there is like it's supposed to be heaven talking to you now, and you're now on the good ending. That's what they used to call it. 911 cops just bust down the door. Your door? What? Or you just yeah, I don't know where you're going with that. Okay, anyway, so that's what's going on there. So that's how you get the second ending, right? Um, and to get the this what they're calling oh 911 flux. Okay, well it's 999s, but could just turn symbols upside down. Okay, anyway, so to get the third ending, um, what you can do, because that's two of the endings, right? The regular ending, the kind of heaven ending or whatever they call it. They used to call it secret ending. Now this is now the secret ending. To get the third ending, you have to get this apocalypse because this is also technically an ending to the game. To get the apocalypse, you have to collect all of these, right? Which is a pain in the ass. That's a whole different ball game, and I probably confuse the shit out of you by telling you how to do it because it's not easy. It's not completely impossible. It's just it's kind of crazy. But you get all of these, you combine them into this apocalypse. When you combine them into the apocalypse, you basically die. And then when you die, it gives you this weird ending. I never even really paid attention to it, but what it does though, it starts the game over in the exact same form that you just had the game, with all your relics still on the table. Thing is, if you have stuff like this, which makes space, that doesn't really matter that much. But if you have anything else that gave you spaces, see, I got 16. I can have 16 relics on this board. It says 15, but I have this up here. Um, but normally you only have, I think, 8. I think you start off with 8, right? So if you don't have like this thing gives you 3 spaces, which you can't read because my damn tickets are out of control. Um, but yeah, so usually just I just work it all the way down to 8, just because anything over that, it'll reset this all the way down to 8, and you'll lose all your relics that you had over that thing. So it's hard to control. So basically, when I reset this game, I had this guy, um, I had this guy, and these are things that I did surgeries for. I had this thing, which was the main thing I wanted. Obviously, I had this. Um, and when I reset the game, I think I had the clock too. I think I kept the clock and I kept the phone because the phone's the most important thing with this game. But that's basically how this is working, right? So now this game here that I'm playing, I have a couple things going. Um, got lost about 10 minutes ago. All right, so basically, do your red key, get your red key, get all these drawers unlocked, get the red key done. Once you get the red key done, start collecting bone parts and get yourself the skull. Once you get all these bone parts and you get the skull, stop answering the red phone calls. And like I said, free one at 3, free one at 7. 3 and 7 are the two rounds. You just gotta remember the unlucky numbers, 3 and 7. You'll get red phone calls. So you'll get 2 of these crossed off automatically just by playing those. But you need a third and a fourth. To get those, you got to roll a 666 on the last round of your spins, which I have 134 rounds left. That's gonna be a while. When you're starting off, what I would do is, I think this is a good charm to have on a normal run. I like this charm. This is actually a good spread right here. If this was like the opening round of this game, this would pretty much, be the start that you kind of want. This train's pretty good because if you have bad luck, it turns your luck around and it actually gives you, um, gives you something. So the train is very good. So it's like if all the trains are for failures. So like if you fail a lot in your spins, the trains are what kind of turn the game around. So The trains are meant for failing spins. But this train's really good because you roll two spins and then you get luck of five, which luck of five usually just gives you one combination. But if it fails on that one, it gives you luck of seven. Luck of seven will usually give you a four combo on here. So it's it'll get you through the early rounds. This thing here, the one extra spin with luck plus four, is really good because luck four doesn't do pretty much anything. It may give you like one row of three, whatever. Um, but the extra spin is pretty clutch in that thing. It's only triggers every 10%, but honestly, like even if that's a true 10%, which I don't think it is, you roll seven spins around. That means 21 spins for a regular um, 3 round, game. That means you're going to get two extra spins out of it with luck of four, which means you're going to get something. You're not going to get totally shafted. This thing ups the symbol multiplier. Like I said, if you get symbol multiplier up to about 10 or something, you're pretty good, man. Your game's kind of over. Um, especially if you can get the pattern multiplier up by a couple, you're pretty much good. Um, so this is kind of these are all starting things that I would start with. The cat is pretty good, but that would be the last thing I would take if I started a game with this. I would take this because I think you do get three tickets. I'd take this and I'd take this, and then once I got another couple tickets, I'd take this and I'd start hitting this bell, and then eventually go on to the cat because I would probably take all of these for a beginning a run. I think they're all good if you have them all unlocked. But anyway, so what I'm doing, which to get you even more lost, is this above and below, right? First of all, the above and below, you can only get it up to I believe 308 or 306, and once you get it up to that point, it bricks the game. The game completely just shuts down. So what'll happen with that is you'll if you get those up to E308, I think it's E308. It's like 1.2 E308 or something. When you roll this thing and you actually roll an above or below symbol, it will freeze up the game. It'll restart the game. It's just a pain in the ass. And you can still play it. It's still playable. It's just it sucks because every time you roll one of these, it just restarts the game. It freezes up and restarts. So I'm trying to get these up. Try not to get them up to the point where it freezes up my game again. I just learned that last round, and that's because of this dude. Now, what this dude does is every time you roll 666, it doubles. And so with this round that I'm running right now, I don't care about increasing symbols by their base value or anything like that. That doesn't matter to me. I'm taking everything that doubles, and that's all I want. I just want double shit. So he doubles this every time that I roll 666. He doubles the values up here, which is how I got him to E253. Like I said, I just can't get him up past E or 2 3 E 2 E308. Otherwise, yeah, it freezes the game up. So I got to be careful of that. So that's one of the things I'm doing. This number here, these numbers up here, the reason they're crazy is because of this right here, this mushroom, which I don't usually take. Because it's hard to trigger until the end game, and it only doubles the value of all symbols until the end of the deadline, right? So once I go past deadline 4, all these are going to reset, and they're all going to be back to their normal values, which I think this one's like in the tens of thousands or something. But so mushroom does that, so I'm holding on to it. The reason I'm holding on to that is because the sevens here, I want to see if that E118 will max out as well. Uh, I need to do this last. I need to slow roll this, which is why that number is a lot lower than this number down here. Because I'll explain in a minute. This is what I'm concentrating on. But anyway, this is just giving me, making the symbols worth way too much. And that'll reset it the next round. So the 99.7%, I've hit that button 730 something times with this activated. This is the picture frames. I use these pictures. Well, it's a picture. I use these things all the time. every run. I try to get these numbers up as high as I can. But I mean, 1,473 triggers of this thing, which most people are never going to get to because there's no reason to do it. I'm just doing it for the hell of it. Will get you up to 99.7%. And that's without using any help from the phone, I think. I don't think I use the phone for help on any of this. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did not. But yeah, so obviously the math starts breaking down. The math doesn't math anymore. It's 99.7%, but then you got 0.2% on these, which means which means total's 99.9%. So there's a 0.1% missing that is probably the missing digit that's not on this board. Oh, whatever. All right, so symbol multiplier and pattern multiplier. The way I'm getting those up, and like I said, I want to try and get this number up to E308 to see if it freezes my game. So the way I'm getting those up is a bullet train. That's it. That's the only thing I'm doing. Which basically doubles those patterns every time you finish a round without earning any coins. Which doesn't mean you can't earn any coins. It means that you can't have more coins finishing the round than you had going into the round. It's weird, but it later kind of makes sense, right? Because you can roll 666 in the middle of the round and still roll again and actually get money, but as long as you didn't get as much money as you started the round with after losing all your coins, then you still get it. But anyway, that's confusing. So I'm doubling this pattern, which means every time I play and I get a 666 on the last round, it's doubling these patterns. So that's cool. So what I need to get these up to, and again, this is probably going to be another month-long quest to do this, but of grinding. But yeah, I'm doubling these patterns every time, and that's my main goal right now. Because once I get to the point where these start freezing up the game, if they do, or they max out at some point where I can't up them anymore, this thing goes bye-bye. I'm just gonna get rid of this thing and trash it. I don't need it anymore. That's what it's for. The reason I'm on deadline 4 is because of what you said earlier. On deadline 4, it does not take all your coins whenever you roll a 666. It only takes the coins that you made during that run, right? So here I'll show real quick how this works. I always take those. And so you look at like how many times I've re-rolled in the shop. It's at 7,436 times. So I've been playing this for a long time. I always take the dollars. That's the only thing I really take in this. So the way this operates is right. I spin. I spin once because because of the nuclear button. Right, there's a nuclear button. There's a nuclear button. Oh, okay. You can read it from here. It triggers an additional time, right? So that means when I trigger this phone and this picture frame, the clock is not set up yet. It doesn't have no charges. They will trigger twice. So because I have 3 spins, that means I need to roll. I need to waste a spin, basically. Okay, so there's my wasted spin. So now I'm going to roll this. It's going to trigger 2 times of both of these, which means I'm going to roll 666 twice now. And that's the pattern, because I don't want to make money. So I lost all the money that I made, and now there's no money to lose. But it doesn't take all your money because I'm not at that level yet. Once you get below 5, it would have taken everything, I think it's level 5. Level 5 or 6, I don't even remember. Anyway, so that's what you have there. That's basically how this is working. Now, this Virago is very important, and the most important things are this weird clock and this Virago. Let's see if I can do this from here. No, I can't. Let me recharge this and I'll show you without the tickets being in the way. Okay, the clock is charged. Okay, everything's charged. So
Let's go
the
get
way
this.
the clock works is gives you an extra spin. It gives you an extra round for the deadline, right? Not spin, it's round. It gives you an extra round for the deadline, for every deadline. Cool, right? Um, so when you roll this, you get an extra one. Now combine this with the nuclear button, and it triggers twice. So now I get 2 rounds every time that triggers. Um, and so basically every round that's going up, that 132. Every time I spin this, it's that 132 rounds. I'm just getting more rounds. It's like ridiculous. Um, so that's how that's operating. Now, the thing with the mechanic with this is if you trigger it 5 or more times during a single deadline, which happens when I hit it 3 times in a, you know, um, 3 times basically just while I'm rolling it. When I trigger it 3 times, it blows up. When it blows up, it goes into this, the Virago. Right now, the Virago's not holding anything. So what the Virago does is a Virago, anytime you get rid of a charm and you destroy a charm, it gets stashed and stored in the Virago. Okay, so I'm going to play this out just to show you. Also, to understand that I'm getting free restocks every round, every time I roll 666, this is very important. Um, and I'm using these cards. That's complicated. If you're not there yet, you'll get there and you'll understand how those cards work. But I could explain those too. So anyway, I need to burn out the clock. So the next goal to show you, I don't need to do it. Just to show you what I'm doing is I want to burn out the clock. Okay, so we need to roll the clock again. So I'm gonna have to play another round after this. And so that's really what I'm going to be doing. And that's, so the pattern multiplier went up and the symbol multiplier went up. And that's kind of what I'm working on right now because those are really hard to get up otherwise. So let's get the clock charged up. Now, normally I would just do this and then always take these tapes, one extra round. I always take these tapes. You probably don't need to on every run, but yeah. That gives me an extra round. So now I'm at 135 rounds left. Because I got so many tickets. You see the tickets up there. Those are ridiculous. But there is something you can use to get those tickets up like that. Okay, so now the clock is going to explode. The clock's going to, or die or whatever it does, and you'll see what happens with that. And this allows you to basically play this game infinitely. Like, once you get to this point, it's hard to get to the point where you can set this up. But once you get this set up, the game's broken. It's done. So the clock's dead. Now the clock just went into the Virago. Oops. Damn it. That's not it. The clock. So if you look, when you discard charm from the table, ban it, which is the weird clock. Clock's banned. When you discard the Virago, unban it'll unban the clock and it'll give you the clock. So, and technically, in the wording of that clock, the clock's not supposed to show up again during a round. Now, there's some funny business going on with that clock. It's glitched. I don't know how it works, but the clock will sometimes show up twice in a round, 3 times in a round, 4 times in a round. I don't know. But theoretically, it's not supposed to show up again. So it's supposed to be gone until I go to the next round or next deadline. I always get confused. Deadlines, rounds, that's all the same to me. But so here's a Virago, right? So now my weird clock is gone, dude. It got crumbled. But I got the Virago now. The thing with the Virago is when I get rid of this, when I despawn this thing, kill it, I have this. Now this thing, what happens is, I'm gonna show it. I'll show it here. So I throw this away, and that triggered this. So there's the clock. Clock's back. Now I only have 15 slots. So what I'm doing is I'm putting this in a drawer because that takes up a couple slots. You got to kind of do those in order. And now, because of this right here, what it does is when you get rid of something on your board, it puts it in the store the very next time you reroll, right? So I do this, and there's my Virago, so I get it back. So I start the whole pattern over again, and that pattern basically never ends. So I always have this clock, even though it's supposed to despawn and not show up again until the next deadline. But because of this Virago, it holds it for me, and I have it pretty much forever. And that's how that works. And that's why I have 136 rounds left, and I'm never. If I want to, I can just stay on deadline 4 forever and never run out of rounds. Theoretically, I don't know if there's something in the game that's going to stop that, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. Um, but that's kind of the pattern I'm using. That's exactly how I'm playing this game, and that's why I've been logging on every day trying to. I just log on for usually an hour. I've been on for like 2 now. That's just because I wanted to explain all this what I'm doing. But yeah, that's basically what's happening with this. This guy here, he basically gives like he puts random symbols on, or random symbols on whatever they call them, charms or whatever. So that's why you're seeing like the chain modifiers, the I think the one's a dagger modifier, or the so forth so on, golden modifier, stuff like that. This guy adds this. Now this is weird. Scoring symbol with this modifier gives symbol multiplier +1 till the end of the deadline, um, and it increases by 1% every time 5+ patterns trigger during a spin. Doesn't really matter at this point, because that same symbol multiplier is increasing through this. So this is where I'm getting the majority of that. So it doesn't really matter at this point. The cat food is up here because it gives you 2 extra spins. So the cards, I'm using a card right now. And if you haven't gotten to the cards, you'll get to them. You got to play them in easy mode first, and then you got to play them, normal mode. And then you got to play them in hard mode to get them to, this color thing. Um, which I don't know. I don't know if it really unlocked anything other than there's one of these cards that unlocks this golden knob right here. Um, I think I don't know. The golden toilet might be part of it. I don't remember. It was a long time ago that I did this. It was the end of last year, I think, that I did that. So anyway, uh, but I'm playing a card that only gives me 7 rounds, and it only gives me 1 spin. Um, there's probably better cards to try and get to the end game than this, but it's just what I'm using. And the reason I'm using this because I don't want a lot of spins. Um, so cat food gives me 2 extra spins. That's why I have 3 spins every round. The reason I don't want a lot of spins is because I don't want to have to fight through spin after spin after spin and try and trigger this 666 at the right time, you know and I want to get through it quickly because I this takes forever. And it takes forever because I gotta do the same pattern over and over and over again. And this thing only goes up double. So the next round, this is going to be 6.4 E199, and then the round after that, it's going to be 1.2 or whatever at E200, and it just goes up really slowly. So I got to roll over and over and over and over and over again, and do hundreds and hundreds of rounds. So I wanted to limit the amount of time that was going to take, which is why I did that. Um, and that's kind of it. This is a recharger. This thing's like every time I play this game, man, I try to get this damn thing, because every time I basically what that does, every time I hit this button, it charges something. So it just charge up my picture, and it's a good way to recharge everything between rounds, and that's how that works. This wallet here, this is kind of complicated to explain, but basically it ups the pattern multiplier by the amount of tickets I have. Since my tickets are ridiculous, they're just insanely stupid. It's upping it by quite a bit, because I think this and this would be almost the same. So I think this would be at 190 E190 if I didn't have this up. So that's why that's up. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because if this hits a wall where it starts freezing the game up, then I can delete this, get rid of this, and I know where the maximum is on the pattern multiplier, and I don't have to. I can keep playing without it freezing up anymore at that point because this thing is what was boosting it over that point. Um, but that's pretty much it, man. That's my board. That's how I'm playing the game. Uh, a lot of this stuff is gonna go, by the wayside eventually. Um, but yeah, and this thing, the way I got this, because this is kind of difficult to get, it's almost impossible to get normally. Well, it is impossible to get normally when you have all the bone parts up here, because bones aren't going to spawn anymore in here. That's what you need to use to get this, which is this one? Yeah, it's this one right here. Um, so the way to get those is by rolling these booster packs. These booster packs takes a Jimbo and a D20, and you combine those in the surgery machine, and it gives you a random charm from this surgery machine, which those charms start right. Well, they start technically right here, but I'll give you any of these charms just at random. Um, the only one I really want is this right now. That's the only thing I can really use at this point, but whatever. Um, and I've been trying, but I haven't gotten it yet. So yeah, so that gave me the resurrection charm was through this booster pack, and so it works. It works really well. It makes sure that every time I get rid of this Virago, I don't have to re-roll a bunch of times because in the last round I had that problem where I was running out of respins, and I was running out of respins because it was taking me like 100 respins to find this damn thing every time. So I would run out of respins eventually. So this pattern is pretty much nailed down for what I'm trying to do. But that's about it, bro. I mean, I know it's a lot, dude. It's crazy, but that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And and again, I love this thing on the startup on low rounds. Um, but basically, the way I've always played this, and when I'm trying to get up these levels and stuff, is I try to get the symbol multiplier and the pattern multiplier up if possible. On the first round, second round, stuff like that, I try to get something like this. Um, the other thing that's kind of cool. Oh, there you go. These are okay. It's seven luck, I believe, for the seventh round. Since you're rolling 7 times every round, that means you're gonna get 7 luck for 3 times. It's expensive though because it costs 3. But if you get that, that's not a bad. It's not a bad buy for low rounds. Um, just get started. This guy will up these things, the patterns. So I usually try to get him. You don't need the patterns where I got him. I mean, you just need to up them by a couple. And usually you get him once, somewhere in the mid game. You're usually pretty good. He'll up enough of the patterns to where you'll start seeing pretty good coins. Um, that's junk. I don't even know how this rock works. I have no idea. Never used it. Never cared. Um, this thing here is interesting because it looks like complete garbage, and for the most part, it is. Because luck +4 really doesn't guarantee you shit. It doesn't do much. But when you combine it with something else that has luck, let's see if I can find some. I used to use this a lot. I don't use that anymore. But you combine it with something that has luck already, like so for this. But the problem with this is triggers randomly. You can't really combine those. It'd be too hard. Um, but you combine it with something that has luck, like let's say this, right? 1 extra spin, then luck 4 for that spin. So, um, well, no, even this one, it just triggers random. Well, no, it's 1 extra spin. So I think it's the second spin. So it's the next spin. So when this triggers, you can hit that rock, and then it should be luck 8 for the next spin, which will give you something decent. It's not bad. Um, so I believe if you get to luck 19, I believe you can somehow get your luck all the way up to 19, which there are ways to do it. It's easy. But if you get your luck up to 19, you can it's an automatic jackpot, supposedly. I think that's the number you're going for. Um, things like this. First round, if you see one of these are really good for the first like round or two because they will give you enough coins, getting the zig and the zag pattern to get you through that first round at least, and possibly probably through the second round as well. Um, so these stupid things like that usually get you through the low rounds, and then once you get through the low rounds, you got to really start ramping up. So that's where you start working on your pattern multiplier, your symbol multiplier, your patterns. If you can get the patterns up by a few, and if you can get symbols up by a bit, you're usually golden. Symbols are easy to get up, so that's usually one of the ones you work on. If you get a picture frame for something and start working on just one symbol, you're usually golden. That's usually how I try to do it. You're always going to have those rounds though where it just the RNG sucks. You're not going to get it. It's everything's gonna be terrible. You're gonna get a lot of late game stuff in the first couple rounds, and it's just not going to help you out. Later, eventually, I get the jar piss, or number one. Yeah, number one. Um, all patterns trigger an additional time. Now, since this is triggered off a red button, pretty cool. So, um, yeah, I ain't gonna mess with it right now, because I'll just screw up my flow here. But it's triggered by the button. Since it's triggered by the button, that's cool, right? Because now it triggers twice due to the nuclear buttons. That means every pattern on the board that I'm doing, because I'm doing sevens, will trigger 3 times, and that's if you hit it once. Now, if you can extend the rounds out to an astronomical, you get crazy with this thing. You start recharging this during the round using batteries, stuff like that. I've had it to where I've had this hit 26 times, I think it was. I think that's the max I got it to. And that's due to this card here, where you only have one round, but you'll be able to pick up 21 spins from the start. So you get 21 spins every round. And you can up that, with all the items that give you extra spins, which I've already seen a couple of them. But um, low rounds, this isn't a bad thing to have. Uh, I always like this one. Uh, it triggers randomly. It's not every time, but it increases your symbols by their base value permanently. Permanently is badass. Anything permanently to me is good. I think it's kind of junk. Um, but that's another way to get the pattern multiplier up. Anyways, but usually 666 is, unless you're playing some crazy stupid run like this, which this isn't gonna work for me anyway. Um, you're only gonna skip 3 red phone calls. Oh, four, no, three. Yeah, you're gonna skip three. So it's like the max that's ever gonna be is 3 pattern multiplier, which isn't bad for like early game stuff because anytime the first time the way I see this game is that the first time that you up these, you are doubling your money. You're doubling the money that you got every time that this triggers, right? Well, the pattern multiplier triggers every single time. So the symbol multiplier. So you're doubling the amount that the symbols are worth with the first time you hit it. So even if you get like something like this that only ups it once, it doubles it on that first if you have nothing else. If you don't have this thing modified at all, it doubles it. The thing is, diminishing returns, it would come into play. And at this point in my game, it's like, yeah, it's completely pointless. And even doubling every time is kind of become completely pointless because what's the difference between 3.2199 versus 6.4199? It's not much. Um, at least not noticeable when you're spinning. Um, but anyway, so that's kind of the deal. That's how I play this game. Um, this one sucks because it resets at the end of the round. I don't like things that reset at the end of the round. This is problematic because this is if you see the eye pattern and nothing else, which is rare. Um, there is a thing that at the end game that you can get that gives you the eye pattern automatically. but then again, getting it and nothing else, no other patterns is kind of a challenge. So I don't really like using that thing. I know there's a lot of people that get to like the end game with that, or go really far, I should say, with that, because there's no real end game. I don't know how many deadlines you can get to. The most I've ever gotten to is 11, because I my score, my money up there was at E 301, I believe, and it gets you to deadline 11. So like I this is the most I've ever done. This is the highest I've ever gotten. I believe if I spin right here, it'll get me up to like E 700. So this is the most I've ever done. But I've seen people get to deadlines like in the 300s. And there's one guy got up into the 700s. So we'll see when this game, runs out. Because like I said, I found kind of the infinite loop here, and I'm gonna see how far I can get this one. But that's pretty much it. I need to log off for a bit here, and I may be on later. I may be on later tonight. I don't know, but hopefully some of that makes sense to you, and that explains some stuff. Hopefully it gets you a little further in the game. All right, because yeah, that's this is just whatever. But yeah, if you look at like the leaderboard, I do love playing this game. See, so this one I only got to 11 on this one. This is hard mode DLC. But this was the best game I've had so far. Before this is the regular DLC, and I got to deadline number 31. 31, okay. Yeah, 31, okay. That's what I got to. And that was with, I believe, E300. So somebody got to 425. That's crazy. On this one, he got to 333. So that's what I'm aiming for. I'm gonna see how far I can get up that board. This one here only got up to 417, which makes me sad, but we're gonna beat it on this one. We're gonna beat that on this one, so it's all good. Anyway, have a good day, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Been on for 2 hours now on this thing, and yeah, have a good day. And I'm gonna run the outro.